What could you do with attention seekers?
That's a great question because so many people have asked me over the years. I've got an attention seeker in my class, or my uh, my friend's daughter is an attention seeker. What should I do about them? And you know what I've always said? Give it to them. People who are seeking attention are seeking there for some reason. It's not they're not just saying to themselves, "Oh, what will I do today? Oh, I'll seek attention." Something is going on in their mind. When I was a teacher, I had some kids who were quite naughty, but I think they were classic attention seekers, and I gave them a job. I made them that they were promoted to the position of sports monitors. and their job before on sports day was to go around and make sure all the balls were pumped up, that teachers had the right equipment, all this sort of stuff. And they shone. They shone. They did it so well. All they needed was the right opportunity, the right environment to shine. Now, I won't lie to you, there were people around who thought, why are you rewarding these kids? They're just attention seekers. Well, I rewarded them because it was the right thing to do, to give them some responsibility. They weren't getting something from the world around them. I had a responsibility to give them something. They shone. It was amazing.
Wow, that's powerful, Mark, and I love this example. Obviously, I'm always looking at the deeper aspects of why one would seek so much attention. Usually, there is some kind of trauma or an environment when they had to cope with. I found sometimes families where there were too many children, five, six, or eight. This has become the norm to somehow be heard. They had to yell or stand in front of others to then get some love or care and attention. And I understand some of the cases that you've come through, there has been some major issues. If you want to share about that.
Well, I'm happy to, and I want to say that when someone is an attention seeker, it's not always acting out and yelling and screaming. Sometimes it can be taking on a role of being the sulky kid or whatever it happens to be. It's a way of standing out and saying, "I'm here." But look, I should say that these kids that I looked after who were attention seekers, this wasn't without its problems. You have to be very clear. You don't just say, "Oh, do this job." You have to lay down the rules because they didn't have them. So I met one of the parents and they came to school intoxicated. They were actually drunk. I thought, wow, wow, this is not my upbringing. This wasn't the house I was brought up in. So we often don't know. This is another story now, isn't it? We don't know what's going on in people's lives, what's going on now, and what's happened before then. Not just now, but what's happened before. And I think sometimes we've got to cut people a bit of slack, as I call it.
I love that.
Hmm.
And please, if you come across attention seekers, yeah, delegate something that allows them to have the experience they've been seeking or searching for, and be compassionate. I don't know.
Hmm.
They can be very annoying. Yes. Uh, this is the best they can do so far because this is how they must have built their personalities. And yes, there is deeper hand help. I am happy to have them for a 45-minute session to just work out what has gone in their lives to cope for the issues that they could not deal with. And yes, change is possible. Yet I don't think without proper, appropriate, deep work, they would just become someone else and drop their personalities. Any last words, Mark?
Well, I think you said something really important, and that is let's not pretend that attention seekers aren't annoying. You've got to be careful not to be seen to just rewarding annoying behaviour. But these children, these human beings, they're adults as well. Let's not pretend this doesn't happen in the workplace. There's something deeper going on, and it needs to be investigated. You use the word compassion, and I think that really hits at home. Compassion.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark, and see you soon.
See you later.